So I know we have been doing sales trainings, and I want to kind of take it a different turn off of the sales guide per se, and really get into scripts that have helped me that maybe can help you this week. I know BOGO excitement is here. We had talked about prep and what you would do for prep, right? Like making your hundreds list, going down your hundreds list, whether they are looking to enroll or your current customers if they're looking to buy any BOGOs and helping them understand how to order BOGO. But um, I want I've been in this training for it's called a 7-day challenge from Eric War, who I think that's how you say his name. And he's the author of GoPro. So if you have not read that book, I would highly recommend it. It's on the I Love Reading by Rank, and it's the first book that's literally on there. And it was the first book I read once I signed up to be a wellness advocate. And the reason why I like his book is because it gives you a different perspective, or it changes the from at least for me, it changed my perspective of network marketing. Right? We all walk into network marketing thinking something, right? We've shared in the past what our own previous experiences have caused us to believe it is. But really, what it is just it's the same thing you do when you tell people that you have a favorite hair salon you go to, or a favorite restaurant that you go to, or a favorite place that you go and see. So I want you folks to kind of see. Um, okay. Can you still hear me okay? Tiana is saying that it's going in and out. Is it good now?
Hi, sorry. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But you were fading a little bit.
Okay. I do have it recorded. I noticed in the recording I don't go in and out, but I'm hoping. Yeah, thank you for waving at me. That helps me gain perspective of like if I'm cutting. If I am, please forgive me. If it happens one more time, I am going to actually turn into my phone to call in, because I think that might be more beneficial, so you folks can hear me. So, hi, Kareen. Happy BOGO Monday. I was just telling them if it cuts in and out, wave your hand so I like know, or unmute me and be like, yo, you're I can't hear you, because I want it to be like helpful for you folks. Okay. So kind of jumping back in, I was just sharing that GoPro. Have you guys read that book? Have you read that book, Kareen? GoPro? No? Okay. So that was one of the first books that I read that was on the I Love Reading by Rank. And it changed my perspective on network marketing. So the author is doing a 7-day recruiting challenge. And the recruiting challenge is all hosted by other network marketing. And it doesn't matter what business they're in, it doesn't matter what company they're with, they have been sharing tips and tricks. So there's one thing that they did on one of the very first days that helped me, and maybe it might help you. Okay. So I want you to think about BOGO, right? Everyone is super excited. Buy one, get one free. And everyone has the BOGO box we're talking about, right? And you guys are killing it. I can't tell you that like our numbers almost doubled overnight. Super crazy. So it's exciting, but I know some of you have goals that you want to achieve, or maybe you are looking to help people and you're like, I really want them to get started with the BOGO box or get started with oil so they can get these BOGO deals, but I don't know where to begin. Okay. Go to your hundreds list. I know you made one before. I know we talk about it a lot. Go to your hundreds list. Start with your closest family and friends. We talked about this before. We talked about hot markets, more warm markets, cold markets, right? Cold people are people you don't really know at all. Like this is the first time you're calling them. That's why it's called a cold call. Hot market is your closest family and friends, people you talk to all the time. Now, whether you have talked to them before or not, this script has helped me. So I would challenge you folks to try it out. Now, this is from Eric War. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So the author of GoPro. And guys, can I just tell you, when you hear this script, you're like, I can do that. I want to hear you folks say that you can do this after you hear this script. Okay, so get a pen and paper because I had to take down notes furiously as he was speaking, but I can't wait to share it with you guys. Okay, so you're gonna start with your closest families and friends, and the first thing you're gonna do is pay them a compliment. Thank them for something. Is your first one. Thank them for something. So thank them for being your best friend. Thank you for being, such a supportive auntie. Thank you for blank. And let them know how they show up in your life. Okay, cutting in and out. Okay, I'm gonna switch over and call in because I want you folks to hear this. It's that good. Okay. Pause for the cause. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. We're just gonna.
Hi, Pika. Sorry, I just want to say hi to Pika.
Hi. She's very alert today, which is good.
Yeah, she looks better. Okay, look at her. She looks like more aware of everything.
Yeah. So we are making progress. Okay. Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me better.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's not echoing anymore, so you're good.
Okay. Perfect. Going back to what we were talking about. So let's start at our hot market. Okay. We're gonna call our hot market and let them know about BOGO. Sorry, I'm gonna take one out. So what you're gonna do is pay them a compliment. First and foremost, pay them a compliment, right? Thank them for how they show up in your life. Thank them for how they show up in your life. Sorry. Is that better? Technical difficulties today, guys. But you want to thank them. And the reason why is because they're your closest friends and family. If you're just gonna call and ask for things and ask them to buy oils, probably not. It comes off a little pushy, which is, I know for you folks, that's something you want to be very cognizant about. I know that you said that you don't want to come off as a pushy salesperson. Well, if you're not even thanking them for what they already do for you, can you ask them to buy more or do something else for you? Hi. Just because I was talking to her. Hi, Auntie Dale. I just want to thank you for always teaching me about my skincare. You're always there, like, to have a good laugh. So thank you. Like, I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate you as an auntie. Step 2. Okay. So that's the first part of your script. Step 2 is you're going to be vulnerable. And when I mean vulnerable, be honest. I started a business with doTERRA. I'm nervous. This is my first network marketing. I started something brand new, and this is my first BOGO. Or I don't know. You can say I started a business and I'm going for a new rank. Or I'm going for a really big goal, and this is my first time going for it. Whatever you are, wherever you are in your business, be vulnerable. And the reason why is because that lets them know you're a human, right? Like, it takes down that sales wall because they can relate to you. Yeah, I've been there before where I'm for something that I'm nervous about, or I'm starting something new. Yeah, totally. Okay. So step 2, be vulnerable. 3rd, disqualify them as a prospect. The reason why is because you want them to feel like you genuinely care. Like, you're not there to just shove things down their throat and put oils in their water, right? You genuinely care. So you're going to disqualify them as a business prospect. Something like, I don't know if this is for you. I don't know. I don't know if this would be for you, but I did want to share. Or, I'm not trying to make you a wellness advocate. I'm not trying to make you my business partner. And this is where you go into step 4. I just want you to try it. Would you be open to trying it? Or a good question to ask is, would you be open to being one of my customers short term? And I want to talk about why it says short term in a minute. But that's what you're going to do, okay? So after you be vulnerable, I'm nervous. I don't know. This is my first BOGO. I'm going for a new rank. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm not trying to sign you up as a wellness advocate. I'm not trying to sell you on the business. I just want you to know if you'd be open to trying it, trying doTERRA's products, or if you're open to being my customer short term. Okay? If they see how they respond. Be like, and most of the time, because they're your warm market, they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't mind trying it. Send me a sample. Yeah, I don't mind trying it. And because it's a BOGO deal, okay, I'll give it a try. Okay. However they respond. No, not for them. Okay. Then you move on to step 5. Either way, doesn't matter what they respond, you're gonna move on to step 5. Thank them and ask them for feedback. Thank you so much for being open to trying doTERRA's products. Thank you so much for being open to trying this oil experience with me. Thank you for so much for being open or wanting to learn or ordering oils or becoming one of my customers. Thank them and ask them for feedback. If there's anything you could do after you try these oils, can you just let me know how you like it? In a week, can I follow up with you and let you know or ask you questions of how it's going with the oils? If you're not asking for feedback, then they just think they have to buy it once and that's it. But they're your closest family and friends, right? So you want them to give you honest opinions, right? Who knows? They might love it. They might turn to want to be not a short-term, but a long-term customer that's on LRP. You never know, right? But until you ask for that feedback, you won't know. Okay. And then step 6 of the script is ask for encouragement. Because they are your closest family and friends, ask them to hold you accountable, right? We have our team here, we have our group chat, but ask them to see, would you encourage me? Will you push me to be the best in this business? Will you just check on me and be like my business coach? I've never done an entrepreneur. I've never started a business like this. This is the first time I'm doing this. Will you just check on me and be my business coach to give me that entrepreneur support because I'm doing this with no business partners right now, or I'm doing this because while I'm working full time? Ask for encouragement. I can't tell you how many times that I've bought Girl Scout cookies. I mean, like, raise your hand if you bought Girl Scout cookies before. Raise your hand if they actually show. Yeah, see, Robin's like, yep, Thin Mints, Tagalogs, right? All of them. So good. And whether you buy it from somebody you know, right? Like it's a friend of a friend or a friend's daughter or a cousin's daughter, like one of your nieces, or if it's somebody walking out of Walmart, right? Or Safeway, and they're standing right there. Yes, the product is good. It's like doTERRA's oils. The product is good. But it's the fact that they had courage to ask you, would you like to buy some cookies to support our Girl Scout troop? Same concept, right? So I don't want you to think that like your friends and family are like, you can't start there. Start there because they will support you. Family and friends will be there to show up, even if it's just to try a sample, which, right? All marketing is just getting you to try something, right? Those flashy signs of like, come try this brand new ramen, right? Flashy signs is just to get you to walk in the door and try it. Because if you try it once, you'll make an opinion, whether you like it or you don't, right? Whether it works for you or you don't. But that's the beauty of marketing. It's getting you to try it once. Okay. So I would encourage you to try that this week with your hundreds list, whether it's your closest family and friends or people that you've worked on before. Try that setup, right? Step 1, pay them a compliment. Step 2, be vulnerable. 3, disqualify them as a prospect. I'm not trying to sign you up for the business. I just want to know if you, step 4, would try it. Can I send you a sample? Will you be my customer short term? Step 5 is thank them, ask for feedback. Thank you so much. I'll send it for you. Or thanks for ordering today's BOGO. I'll send it to you. And can you just let me know how the adaptive is working for you? What do you like to use it for? Step 6, and would you encourage me and be my entrepreneur business coach? Because once you start building that kind of support, the confidence will come. It's just the courage to take the action to just walk through that script. Okay. So now some of you might be thinking like, okay, great if I have not talked to them before, right? Like I haven't talked to them to let them know I started a doTERRA business and I've already contacted them. I've contacted my auntie, I've contacted my uncle. What happens if you already contacted them? Okay. You're going to follow similar format, just slightly different. Step 1, apologize. Guys, I'm laughing because I literally told this to our upline Ashley, and me and her could not stop laughing. She was like, why start with an apology? And I was like, because the apology is, I'm so sorry if I came off so strong. I was just super excited that BOGO hit in July and I was going for gold. I am so sorry. I was just so excited about the business. And she was like, yeah, you tend to be very excited. And sometimes that can come off. Totally true. Right? Like maybe we came off too harsh in the beginning. Maybe we came off too salesy, or maybe we came off too pushy. And Corinne's like, yeah, it's me. It's totally me. I was so excited. I would send massive texts. Like, I mean, Mickey might know or Tiana might know, but like my information when I used to invite people were long. It was long novels. It was novels that was like, hi, so I'm so excited. I started a doTERRA business and I'm having a class and they're having BOGO and oh my gosh, it's buy one, get one free and it only lasts for 24. I put everything you could ever want in that one novel. It overwhelmed people. And I'm not going to lie, when I hit gold for the first time in April's BOGO, I asked my best friend if he would try oils. He said yes. I sent him samples. Sorry. You're so funny. I sent him samples and I followed up and it was BOGO week. And I was super excited because I was like, I need to hit gold. Right. And instead of enrolling him, guys, I went off. I was like, would you be my business partner? And he was like, well, I'm considering it. And I'm like, would you be okay? Why you consider it? I need to keep moving. So will you actually be my placeholder? And he was like, what does that even mean? And I was like, I need you because I know you're going to love these oils to just be my customer and just sign up as a wellness advocate. You don't have, and I went off and it deterred him. As my best friend, I deterred him just from being overly excited. So start the conversation. I'm sorry the last time we might have talked, I was super pumped and super excited, but it's only because of BOGO week. Yeah, the excitement equals word vomit. And it happens to us, right? It totally happens, but that's okay. We're going to apologize. We're going to apologize for being super excited. Doesn't mean we're going to change who we are. Doesn't mean to change the excitement. It just means we're going to apologize for how we came off before. So I'm so sorry if I came off a little bit excited about joining the business and I was teaching my first class, or last time we talked, I was just so pumped. Like I felt like I gave you too much information all at once. Apologize. Whatever that might look like for you, and apologize, right? We want to reset the playing ground. Okay. Then we're going to disqualify them. Go back into the steps. We're going to disqualify them. So I'm so sorry. The last time I talked to you, I was super excited about BOGO week and like hitting a new rank that, I might have come off like a little bit much, and gave you so much information to consider all at once. It's too much. I understand. But I want you to know, I'm not trying to force you to do the business. I'm not trying to force you to be part of the business side. Then after you disqualify them as a prospect for the business or a prospect for whatever you're looking at, compliment them. But I want to thank you for truly being my friend. Yes, same concept for people you've been talking to for more than a year. Yeah. And I'll go into that in a second and why you can still apply it. Compliment them. I don't want you to know, like, I want you to know that I don't know if this is for you, but I'm not trying to get you to be my business partner, but I value your opinion. I value our friendship. you tell me like it is, and I appreciate your honesty, right? You value something of what they have to offer in their relationship, in your relationship with them. Okay, so you're going to pay them a compliment and thank them for that value. Thank them. Thank you for being so honest. Thank you for always being my friend, no matter how crazy I am and how excited I am about BOGO sales, right? And then invite them to just simply try it, right? Try it. So how that conversation might look. I'm going to use Kareen. Hi, Kareen. I am so sorry that maybe the last time we talked, I came off too strong. I was so excited about the business and I just was pumped, and I gave you so much information all at once. And I know it's been a while since we talked. I want you to know though, I'm not trying to force you into being a wholesale customer. I'm not trying to force you into being my business partner. But you are awesome. Like you have an honest opinion, and I value you because you look at things in the eyes of a mother of two. And I want to thank you for being that friend that teaches me about motherhood, because I'm not a mom. I don't know if this is for you, right? You want to break down that sales wall. I don't know if this is for you, but would you be open to just trying some of my products from doTERRA? Can I send you a sample that has helped me while I'm feeling stressed? Wait for their response. And with a question mark, wait for their response. Have a conversation, right? She said, absolutely. Great. How are you feeling right now? Or how are your kids feeling? What are some concerns you might have? I want to make sure I'm sending samples that are benefit for you and your family. Or if it's not that you're trying to get them samples, ask them, we're having BOGO. Would you want to get one? It's buy one, get one free. How are you feeling, right? If she says I'm stressed, today's BOGO is adaptive. Buy adaptive, get your lang, however you say it, for free. Yes, I've seen you post something about adaptive. Can you tell me more? See, and she's engaging, right? So even if we are saying stuff on our Instagram or our social media posts, doesn't mean they're not watching and doesn't mean they're not listening, right? Okay. The whole idea between that script, whether it's your hot market or people you've already contacted that have told you no, it's to one, build support, whether they're going to be your business coach, right? Or just check on me every now and then to see how I'm doing. Make sure my kids never drive me nuts, or make sure, I'm taking care of myself and I'm not getting so into the business that I'm taking time for me. You're going to build customer support, even if it's short term, because right, we know even if you try it, get a sample into their homes, more times than not, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm ready to get more. I need more of that. I just used the end of it. And now what? Okay. Then it's going to build confidence. Build confidence that you feel comfortable with talking to people, even if you've messaged them a billion times. Because what if it's not then, but now is the time for them? You're going to build confidence. Okay. Okay. Any questions on that script? I'm going to recap once more. If you've already contacted them, you're going to start with an apology. Apologize to them, right? If you came off XYZ or whatever you want to say, or apologize that maybe you didn't follow up, right? Because the name of the game is follow up in this business. Maybe we forgot to follow up. It's okay. It happens. Life gets in the way, but we're going to apologize for not keeping in touch. Disqualify them for whatever they assumed, right? So maybe they assumed you were trying to, like me, my best friend was trying to assume that I was just trying to reel him into the business and had no idea how to set him up properly. Not the case, but that's how I came across. So we're going to disqualify them for whatever they were feeling. Compliment them. What do you value? Thank them for that value. And then ask them to try it or be a customer. Yes. Kareen, please share. I'm all about sharing, guys. This is to help all of you folks. So if you can learn from each other, because I'm always learning from you, please share.
Hi. So before I even, you shared about this, I remember a specific enrollment that I got. I had followed this girl on social media. She was a fellow mom, and I think we knew of each other, but not personally. But I had reached out to her about, oils, because she had asked a couple questions, and we had chatted about, her concerns. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to send you some samples, blah, blah, blah. This was last year, July. And I completely forgot to send her samples and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's so a shame. Like, I told her I was going to send her samples, this and that. I never sent it. And I was always like, oh my God, how do I even reach out to her again? So one day I actually just messaged her, upright said it. I was like, I'm so sorry that I was supposed to send you some samples and it's literally 2020 and, I didn't even send them to you. But, life got in the way, whatever. So I just apologized. And I was like straight up with her. I forgot, my kids, or I only had Kai at the time, my son, blah, blah, blah. And she totally wrote back and was like, oh, and I also asked her, oh, are you still open to receiving samples? And she wrote back and she's like, oh, don't even be sorry. I totally understand. Yes, I'm still very much open to it. I still have the same concerns, this and that. I sent her samples and she ended up enrolling like a week after she got her samples. So I really like, Britt, that you're sharing about this whole apology thing and just being vulnerable to, what you're going through and all that stuff. And people can relate, even though they don't normally message you about it all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story, that the apology technique actually got a conversation going, which ended up being an enrollment too.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that enrollment. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like setting an apology is not to just say it, right? And I think that's something that I want to also disclaim, is that it's not meant to be like, I'm sorry for the whole life. I'm sorry, right? It's not meant to be like a fake sorry. Like truly be sorry for something, right? Like truly be apologizing and be vulnerable, or just say like, I know I'm new, or I'm sorry, like, gosh, COVID, like, I mean, whatever. I don't want to use COVID as an excuse, but like being vulnerable and telling them raw feelings is very much different than trying to put on a smile and pretending that everything is rainbows and unicorns, because nobody can relate to 24/7 rainbows and unicorns, right? That's why we have adaptive, is because we totally have control of our feelings, but sometimes we need a little help, right? Life happens and we need to learn how to adapt, right? But if you're being vulnerable and giving them real life, that's what they relate to, right? They want to know what you're doing, which brings me to my next thing is I want to encourage you folks to come to next week's training. The reason why is I opened it up to our cross line, and we're going to do a fun activity where it's going to not challenge us, but it's going to be interactive. So I know you folks are driving. It's okay as long as you can talk. That's all I'm going to say. It's okay as long as you can talk. And the reason why is because sometimes we just need to learn how to be vulnerable in the moment. Okay. But yes, being vulnerable, apologizing, whatever that looks like for you, it's be yourself, right? Be yourself. Okay. With that, I'm gonna open it up to questions. Did you folks have any questions on that script? The reason why I personally love scripts is because it gives me bullet points, and I feel like I don't talk for 100 billion years, and I don't send novels anymore. It's very short, concise, to the point, and gets the message of what I really want to say. You can take the script and make it your own. It doesn't have to be verbatim, and that's kind of why I did it more of how Eric taught it, where it's more categories of compliment, vulnerability, disqualifying them, asking them to try it, and then thanking them and asking for encouragement. So 6 steps to that. And it's super simple, guys. It can happen over a phone call. You can text it. Personally, I found more success over a phone call, but know that whatever speaks to you, do, right? Don't change your voice and don't change of how you communicate. Okay. Any questions? Any questions on that? how you can apply it for BOGO. Any questions on BOGO, tips or strategies for BOGO?
Can I just share like some of my thoughts?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so I feel like when BOGO comes along, I feel like it, like you said, a lot of excitement comes from, you know, the sale itself, which is why we're apologizing, you know, like, sorry, you know, last BOGO, I just kind of like unleashed all this info on you, and you know, they weren't ready for it, or they still had needed time to process it. But oh my God, I'm losing my train of thought. That is so embarrassing. Hold on. Sorry,
Okay.
but what the heck? Wow, this is recorded too. That is so embarrassing.
You're fine. That happens to me all the time.
So but I feel like when you mention your hundreds list and like doing this script is kind of just still cultivating those relationships, because even if, you know, the conversation doesn't end up talking about BOGO or oils, like, or, you know, getting started with a membership, it still creates that connection where, you know, the next time around you have a common ground, or you have that relationship to go off of, instead of it being, you know, like unleashing all the info, like, oh, sorry, I haven't talked in a while, but just wanted to say that there's BOGO, blah blah blah. So I really like that the script isn't so I don't want to say sales oriented, because, you know, I feel like sales and relationships go hand in hand, but I just feel like the way we go about it really matters, and what we intentionally put in, you know, like the energy. So like if we're just trying to go through our hundreds list and talk about BOGO and rush through it, instead of being intentionally sorry, or really like you said, fake sorry, it's not going to end up well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very
Sorry.
true.
Oh
No,
my God.
I mean, I think you made a really great point, is that when we have scripts, and I'm guilty of it too, right? When you invite to a class, I think I shared my script with you folks, or maybe in our individual one-on-one sessions, I've shared my script with you folks, and it was very much to the point, right? Like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while. I'm having an upcoming class. Would you be open to coming? I have a couple spots open. Would you like to come? Question mark, right? I get straight to the point, and it has proved very successful. But for those that said no or didn't answer, right? Because I didn't get a response, I didn't build up the relationship that well, right? Or I have to reset it a little bit. And sometimes that vulnerability or that apology is that realness, right? Instead of just, yeah, I got through, check, check, check. Yep, I did it, check, check, check. The check marks in our head should really be about, what are things that I'm discussing with them to build that relationship, right? Am I being vulnerable with them? Did I? Check, right? Am I asking them to try it? Did I? Check. Or am I just like trying to build a relationship and not getting them to just try and get a sample, right? The check mark should be there versus check marks on people. Does that make sense? I think that kind of goes with like how Kareen was saying, you know, being open and being vulnerable, and really thinking about relationships rather than just sales on a number of like how many people I can get through. Yes, when you're pushing for a goal, like how I'm trying to push for platinum, you're going to go through your hundreds list. But the check marks in my head, and I think that's a mind shift switch, is to check off things you're saying in your conversation, right? Did I ask how their family is doing? No, I should ask that. Okay, they shared with me, hey, that I heard your son was sick. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, I don't know, my dog has been sick too. But you want to know what's been helping her? Oils. Do you want to send us out? You want me to send you some? Hopefully that can help them, right? Building that relationship should be our check marks, not the individual people. Okay. Robin asked a good question. Why temporarily a customer? Sorry, I forgot to go back over that. So why a temporary short term? Because remember how I talked about, and maybe Robin, if you caught the recording, we had talked about in a previous call is, who's your ideal customer? And I think it was last week's sales. What does your ideal customer look like? Where do they work? Do they work? What do they care about? What are they super interested in? Right? So the idea of asking your hot market, your friends and families, because more often than not, they are definitely going to support you. But They might not be your ideal customer, or maybe they are, depending on what you are targeting or what your ideal customer vision is. But the word temporary or short term is just because you want them to try it. You want them to try it. Will you be a customer for a short term? Just try the products. You want to order a couple things? Because I can't tell you how many times my aunties have ordered, or maybe my friends have ordered something and enrolled and didn't place an order for 6 months. 6 months, guys. And then they just texted me, thanks for letting me know about BOGO. I actually need to order the aromatherapy stuff because I'm out of all of my oils. Right? So you want to make sure that short-term doesn't disqualify them, right? From being exposed to everything that doTERRA has to offer, gets them to try it. But that's all marketing is. That's all our job is, guys, as a salesperson or as a network marketing person, is to get them to come on the bus. There was another session that Eric Ward did with a couple, and they had this great analogy where they put on a hat, and it was a bus driver hat, or the closest thing they could find to it. And they said, our job is to drive the bus. Drive the bus and get people on. Fill those seats on the bus. So get them to try it, in other words, right? Job is not to figure out where the destination is. Our job is not to decide whether they say yes or no, right? It's up to them if they truly want to, where that short term comes into play. We just want them to try it. Be your customer for a little bit. Try the products. Be your customer short term. Right? Because doTERRA is the only, like we said, our retention rate is so high. The products can sell itself, but it's our whys, right? It's who we are as wellness advocates that get them to say yes. So that's where that short term comes in. Because even if they try it for a little and they fall in love with maybe 1 or 2 products that they have in their daily routine, maybe it's the vitamins, right? Maybe it's Serenity because they need that to go to sleep. That short term will come to more loyal customers. But that's why you do that kind of short term customer for your hot market. Because they might not fall into your ideal customer category and you're really looking for support, or you just want them to try it. Great question. Okay. Any other questions pertaining to BOGO? Any commentary? Anything else I can help share with you folks? Any questions? Anything relating to BOGO? No questions. Okay, wait, let me stop recording. That kind of concludes our script and everything.